I'm about to walk you through step by step how to sell AI infrastructures in 2025. The first thing you have to understand is that due to AI, the price of knowledge and info is quickly going to zero. If you're trying to create generational wealth, avoid starting low barrier info businesses like courses, communities, etc. All these businesses where you're just selling information that's easy to start, avoid those. Okay. Yes, these businesses might be easier to start, but due to AI and the insane levels of competition, you will be seen as a commodity. Okay. And so the truth about online service providers is that not only is the price of information going to zero, but also the price of online services. So for example, people who design funnels, people who run ads, editing content, posting content, these typical online commodity services. All of these are being seen as a commodity due to AI, and the price is quickly going to zero. And it won't be long before AI agents can do all of this for zero cost. The real value is in implementing an infrastructure into your prospect's business to solve a problem for them. Thanks to AI, a whole world of leverage and opportunities has been unlocked like never before. Something you need to understand is the different levels of AI businesses. Okay. At the very bottom, the most foundational level of an AI business is NVIDIA selling GPUs. Okay. Any GPUs, but it's primarily NVIDIA who's fucking reached a $2 or $3 trillion market cap due to them selling the shovels in the gold rush. And these GPUs are put into data centers, they're put into clusters, which allow these foundational large language models, these foundational AIs like ChatGPT, Grok, Bard, to be created. Okay, the more compute, the more powerful these AIs will be, but recently they've been hitting a ceiling, but that's not the point. And at the top, above chatbots, you have owning workflows. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So instead of being somebody who just sells typical commodity services or courses or information, you can be somebody who implements, sells AI infrastructures, and sells workflows, owns workflows as a retention mechanism. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. But this is a new opportunity for leverage, a new opportunity to capture tons of value as an online service provider, as an agency owner. Okay. And so I want to show you the old versus new infrastructure offer. And so an example of an old infrastructure offer was a lead gen infrastructure. And so how this would work is you'd have, your target market, your target niche, and they have their current situation and their desired situation. Okay. Which is in most cases, they want lots of customers, and they had a gap that needed to be filled. Okay. And so typically within this gap, there's multiple problems that need to be solved. For example, the offer, they need a good offer, because if you don't have a good offer, it doesn't matter how many leads you're getting, doesn't matter how many calls you're booking, nobody's going to buy if it's shit. Also lead gen, they actually need to have leads opting in to book calls, and also lead nurture. Okay. And so what this looks like is, you'd give them a new offer, run ads for them, and also, give them a CRM and also some automations and stuff. And don't get me wrong, this is not a bad offer at all. This is 10 times better than you going to the market and selling some sort of, done for you monthly retainer, short form content, media buying offer, okay, which is bullshit. What this is, and if you don't even know what an infrastructure is in the first place, instead of you selling your time, selling a service like, running ads or short form content on a monthly retainer, what you do is you find a problem that a specific market is having, and you bridge that problem with a sequence of mechanisms. Okay. And what you do is you go to the market, you charge a one-time implementation fee for 5, 8, 10K, 12K, 20, 100K. It's possible if you position it correctly. You charge a one-time implementation fee to implement this infrastructure into their business, okay, into your prospect's business. And what this allows is this is a tangible asset. This is more leverage for you to sell. And also you can charge, an expensive one-time fee, an implementation fee, and you can take that money and use it to acquire more clients, hire talent, and build that system so you can scale. And so you're not stuck in a dead-end loop of you just selling a fucking 2K per month retainer. But what I will say is that AI is coming and you have to adapt to it. Either adapt or die. And so what you want to do is you want to take this old infrastructure offer and repackage it into an AI infrastructure. And this is what that looks like. So when it comes to the actual infrastructure part and implementing mechanisms into people's businesses, it's going to stay the same for the most part. Okay. There's not too much of a difference when it comes to this offer and this offer. Okay. For example, when it comes to reviewing your client's offer, it's basically the same process. Maybe you can use ChatGPT to find the profitable market, find what mechanisms will work. Lead gen, you're still gonna be running ads, but when it comes to lead nurture, what you can do is instead of just placing a normal CRM with some automations and stuff, you can go ahead and also implement an AI voice dialer. That alone makes the offer more valuable. From there, what you need to do is every single person who hands you money, every customer you acquire, you need to retain them. Okay. A key principle in business is to retain every customer that's ever bought something from you. Here's how you structure a leveraged AI infrastructure offer. The first part of the offer is to implement an AI infrastructure, a tangible asset that solves a painful problem for your prospect, and you want to charge a one-time implementation fee, 8, 10, 12, 15K for this part. Okay, this is the first part of the offer. This is the infrastructure that you implement into their business. From there, you want to retain customers by charging a small monthly retainer plus usage fees, depending on what type of AI workflow or system you implement into their business for leveraging your workflows. Okay. And so the way it works is the first part of your offer, the one where you charge a one-time implementation fee to implement an infrastructure into their business, it's typically a defined end program. And so how it works is you onboard a customer and you say, hey, we're gonna take 30 days or 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. Typically, it's going to be 90 days for the most part, so 3 months to implement this infrastructure, get all the systems in place, and optimize it. Okay. After that 3-month period, if you want to keep on working with us, you can pay a small monthly fee plus usage fees to keep on leveraging our system. Okay. And so that's how it works. Since you're acquiring customers, you don't want to be in a loop. You don't want to be stuck in a loop where you're always acquiring and churning customers. You want to acquire customers. You want it to be like a node in a network. You want to acquire customers and you want them to pay you forever for the rest of time. And so the reason why this pricing model works is because you're implementing this infrastructure on the front end. They pay you an implementation fee to solve a specific problem. And once you've solved that specific problem by implementing this infrastructure into their business, a new problem gets created. And typically it's a recurring problem, which means you can charge a recurring fee for you to keep on solving it. Okay, which is this part of the offer. And so when it comes to the actual AI workflows, what are some of the most common use cases for AI workflows across the board? So whether it's you're selling content or lead gen, this is just gonna be a generalized overview of what are some of the most common use cases for these AI workflows. The first one is scraping, collecting, and packaging data and formatting vast amounts of data. And so a specific instance of this is, for example, an AI system for identifying valuable trends and creating/scripting content out of it. So people are already starting to create this where they create AI agents or systems that scrape the entire YouTube or internet. They find valuable trends that people are leveraging in specific markets, and they take those trends and they either create scripts or content via an AI avatar or motion graphics. And basically they take huge amounts of data that no human can identify by themselves and can take a look at by themselves. This AI is able to scrape all this data and package it into content, which is extremely valuable. Okay. The second one is interacting with leads and customers. This is, for example, pretty straightforward. AI dialers, which are been pretty popular, pretty massive trend so far. Also, customer support chatbots. This is also another recurring fee, a recurring problem that you can solve for your customers on the back end. And then also automating a massive amount of manual labor. This is a pretty high level task or high level use case. But for example, outreach campaigns, automating those, automating email campaigns, calling a bunch of leads at once, those types of things. These are all things that AI workflows, AI systems can automate. And these are the most popular use cases. And so now let's talk about how to successfully scale an AI agency in 2025. And if you want to scale a business, the only thing you should focus on is debottlenecking the business. This is called the theory of constraints. Whenever you're running a business, there's always going to be a constraint in that business. And the constraint is the main thing that's stopping you from making more money. So for example, it could be getting more leads, getting more attention, booking more calls, whatever it is, there's always going to be one constraint that's stopping you from growing. And let me tell you right now, scaling an agency, just any agency in general, not even an AI agency, scaling an agency in 2025 is completely different from scaling one in 2024, 23, 22. The market has changed a lot and you have to take a whole different approach to it, which is what I want to walk you through. Okay. And by the way, if you're running an AI agency in 2025, you're already on the right track. Because I believe that every agency at some point in time is going to have to is going to be forced essentially to transition into an AI agency, since AI is going to get so good, like we talked about earlier before. It's going to be able to do everything that service providers are currently doing. Okay. And so if you have an AI agency, you're already on the right track. But when it comes to the actual strategy and tactics, in 2022 and 24, these were the main two constraints that most people were struggling with. It was either getting leads or booking calls. Okay. And now in 2025, the main constraints is getting engaged leads and standing out from the competition. And so there's two things you need to do to mitigate these risks. And the reason why these are happening is because the barrier of entry of starting the agency in 2025 has gone so low that anybody who doesn't know shit can literally run ads and, book calls. And so booking calls and getting leads is not hard at all, because running ads is extremely easy. But actually getting high quality leads, engaged leads who trust you and who view you as an authority, that's hard, because there's a lot of people who's, a lot of competition. And so there's two things you need to do to scale in 2025. The first one is extremely important, and if you haven't started doing it, you need to do it right now, ASAP. It's creating a personal brand, creating content, or building an audience, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same stuff. The competition levels are higher than ever. Since ads are extremely easy to run and everyone is making crazy promises in their marketing, the market has less trust and is more sophisticated than ever. Literally, to run an ad, you just have to upload a decent, 2-3 years ago, you had to know a little bit about media buying, how to, target specific audiences. Nowadays, you just upload a creative with a crazy guarantee in it, and it's gonna put it right in front of your ideal prospect, and you're gonna book calls. Okay, booking calls is easy, but if you're running these direct response ads, you're gonna see every single person you hop on a call with, they've either been burned by an agency in the past, they have no trust in you. They say that every ad they click on has a crazy guarantee that these people can't fulfill on. So you need to separate yourself, okay? To fight this fucking crazy market that's happening, you simply need to create content and build your personal brand. I highly recommend you build your YouTube channel first, since this is the platform where people spend the most time with you and get the most value from you. I have a bunch of videos talking about how to build your YouTube. You can go on my channel, but nevertheless, start creating content, start solving problems with your content, and you need to start separating yourself. It's getting bad. The market is getting insane. The next thing you need to do is to scale with the Tesla model, and I'm going to explain exactly what that means. So when Elon Musk was first building Tesla, they didn't start by selling a low-cost, high-production car. Okay, so they didn't start with a cheap car that, they created fucking 10 million of. No. What they did was instead they started a high-cost, lower production car. Okay, they didn't start with a low ticket offer, they started with a high ticket offer. But why? The first reason is because scaling production is extremely hard. Elon Musk says that manufacturing and scaling production is one of the hardest things to do ever, and it's fucking Elon Musk, like literally genius. And so it is much easier to create a car that is more valuable and sell that to fewer people. Okay, and then selling a higher cost car, which was Roadster, as Tesla's first product, boosted the status of the brand. That's the second reason. And the third reason was selling an expensive product to fewer people allowed them to collect more profits, and also created a customer base of high net worth individuals, which can both be leveraged when they create products down the value ladder. And so I hope you understand this. Instead of Tesla creating a cheap car, but creating a high volume of the cheap car, they created an expensive car and sold that to less people. Why? More profits, higher value perceived brand, and also they didn't have to scale. They didn't have to hire a bunch of people, go crazy on production. No, they had to make less of these cars, but they got to sell them for more, which came with a bunch of benefits. And so how does this both play into you scaling your agency? Well, when you first start creating content, create content that solves a specific problem for a specific avatar. Don't even look at how many subscribers you're getting. Don't look at how many views you're getting. Just focus on creating or solving a specific problem for a specific avatar with your YouTube content. Okay? And so you're going to be providing more value to this avatar since your content is speaking directly to them. Get as specific as you can get, because the people, if the right person is watching that video, they're going to be getting a lot more value than, you creating broad content for just some average person. And so this will allow you to sell high ticket offers since you have positioned yourself as an expert. And so as you sell these high ticket offers and grow your audience, you can now start broadening your content to speak to more people, and you can also create lower ticket offers and go down the value ladder so everyone in your audience can afford something. Okay, and so you need to create content and start by creating specific content that solves a specific problem so you can sell high ticket products to the small group of people watching your video. And as you get more sophisticated, as your audience and your brand grows, you can broaden your content, more people are going to start following you, and you can go down the value ladder when it comes to pricing your offers so everyone in your audience can afford something. Just like Tesla did. They started with a high ticket offer, I'm just using metaphors. They started with a high ticket offer, and then they lowered the price so more people can afford their cars. And so if you want free actionable insights on how to start selling AI infrastructures for 10, 12, 15, 20K, click the first link in the description to join the free, completely for free AI Scaling Specialist School community, network with the other members, and we're always providing free actionable insights in there. It's completely for free. First link in the description. I hope you got some value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.